What's happening? How you doing?
How are you doing?
You look like you and I got the memo in terms of what we're gonna wear.
Come on, this is a significant event now. Come on, we got to honor our sister, our friend Shirley Chisholm. I tell you, long overdue, and I'm so excited.
How do you feel to see finally this story being told? Because when you think about so many of our black politicians, very few. I mean, it was a Showtime movie with Adam Clayton Powell, but there are very few of our folks who are in politics.
Well, you know, that's how I got involved in politics, was through Shirley Chisholm's presidential campaign. And now, fast forward to today, there's so many people who don't know her. And today I was thinking about that. How can anyone not know who Shirley Chisholm was, her legacy, who she was as an elected official, first black woman elected to Congress to run for the presidency, first woman to run for president. Also her agenda, as she was a progressive black woman. She was early on the board of the National Association of Reproductive Rights. She spoke fluent Spanish. You know, she was against the Vietnam War. I mean, this woman was amazing. She was far ahead of her time. And so the timing of this film can't be better timed.
Which group? She also was a co-founder of, okay, I keep getting them mixed. There are two groups. There's a Dorothy Height group, National Council of, what's the group?
Council of Black Women, NCNW, National Council. Yeah.
I always keep getting confused. But not only those things that she did. Talk about from your perspective, again, seeing her in action.
Seeing her in action gave myself a lot of confidence that black women can lead. She was empowering. I mean, she cared about people, and she was very smart, but she always cared about people who she was trying to educate, first of all, about the importance of the political process. And she was a very sensitive woman, though, and I've seen her behind closed doors when she cried a lot. She was very vulnerable in many respects. So she demonstrated that tough love and that brilliance. But she was a very compassionate and passionate and sensitive woman.
I reminded somebody earlier, I was telling the audience that that 1972 convention in Gary, a lot of folks don't realize they were not embracing her. They were trying to draft a man to run.
I was there, and let me tell you, I was there trying to get Shirley Chisholm the endorsement. And I'll never forget the difficulties we had. And so for some reason, my sister and I decided we were going to get some T-shirts, and we wore them on the floor of the convention. And Jet Magazine took a picture of us and said, "Get your S together." And it was a jet, and that was the point. We wanted people to come out of that convention, these delegates, supporting Shirley Chisholm.
So here you at this black political convention. You were 4 years removed from King's assassination, and here you have these black men who don't want to support their sister, and she had already announced.
Yeah, and it was just, to me, I couldn't quite understand it, because she was the first black woman elected to Congress, so she knew what she was doing. She had more experience, first of all, than anybody at that convention. And secondly, she wanted to unify the black community and unify people in this country who were shut out. And she understood what coalition politics was. And she understood, though, that we had to be black and proud and unbought and unbossed in order to bring people along to have a larger multiracial, multi-generational coalition. And so she knew, though, in the film, I think, kind of shows that interaction, what the deal was. But I was there, boy. Let me tell you, I wanted her there. I was fighting. I wore my T-shirt. I said, no, And myself and the delegates from Northern California, those of us who were active, went there determined.
So you, of course, were on the staff of Congressman Ron Dellums, and this man here plays Ron Dellums in the movie. So what kind of a lesson that you have to teach him about your former boss?
Well, first, Shirley Chisholm had to teach me a lesson, and she had to tell me, Barbara, this is politics. Barbara, little girl, to the day she died, called me little girl. She said, tell my brother to come home. It's for him. I forgive him. I understand what he went through. And of course, she had to work on me. But finally she did. And I understood what real loyalty and what true love and what real friendship meant, because she showed me, because I was upset. I was upset when she went to see George Wallace. I was mad. I wanted to leave the campaign. But I have to tell you, at that convention, I was really shattered. My dreams, my aspirations, my idealism, but Shirley brought me back, and here she was the one, and she brought me back to where I ended up working for Ron Dellums as an intern. I worked for him for 11 years. He was my best friend. He was close to Shirley, as Maria can tell you. He loved Shirley Chisholm, and this man was a statesman. You knew Ron, and you know how close we were, and I managed his office, and I've seen him through all kinds of crap, and he stood tall. First chair of the Armed Services Committee. He taught me everything about the defense budget. I mean, he was, and you really played this role quite well. You were Ron in that movie.
That's the biggest compliment I can get. I really appreciate that. Really?
The only thing is you're not an alpha man like Ron, but see, Ron's my alpha brother, so you know. Now, look, he was an iconic figure. So how did you prepare for that role?
Well, I mean, like you said, he was an iconic figure, so there was so much footage to kind of reach from. I started with his book, and then from there, I just started looking up stuff and seeing speeches and videos of his, interviews of his, and I mean, it's a wonderful journey, because Ron is an incredible guy, and so to go down that rabbit hole, so to speak, and really like listen to him speak and watch him develop as a speaker over years and years and years, it was like going back to college.
He never used a note when Ron spoke. Ron would, and I remember one time he wanted me to represent him at a conference in Mexico, in I think it was Ciudad de Mexico. And I said, no, I can't do that, Ron. I can't represent you and speak at this major conference. I think Angela Davis was there. He said, why not? And he sat me down in his office. He said, look, you know more than what the audience knows. This is what you have to do. This is just how you think about that. He said, and relax. He said, because you know this. And I got down there, and believe you me, his words came back, and he said I did great. Everyone told him that was a wonderful speech I gave, but I was so nervous. I was representing him, first of all, but then giving this speech, because, you know me, I like my little talking points so I don't ramble and go off script. And he was so brilliant with his oratory skills that I always felt like there was no way I could do that.
I want to get your thoughts again on this now being made a story for all to see across the world.
I am so humbled and honored right now. It's been a long time coming, and just to have her story told the right way, the most poignant way that can be, I'm so blessed. It couldn't have come at a better time as this, with all the turmoil our country is in right now, and to have young people to come out and see this. That is my biggest plight, to have young people to come out and see it. So I'm just elated. You know, being her goddaughter, it's a whole new thing. I'm just so happy. This is just the beginning.
Final thoughts for you.
Go see the movie. Go see the movie. Get galvanized, get out and vote. Right. Yeah.
Right. I appreciate it.
Let me conclude by saying one thing. I want to just say a couple things about Regina. What an unbelievable, brilliant actress she is. She embodied not only Shirley Chisholm's oratory skills, her accent, her persona, but her spirit. And also, I have to just salute Christina Jackson. For me to meet someone playing me, it was like meeting me meeting me. And she did a wonderful job as Barbara Lee in the movie.
Congresswoman, always good to see you. I appreciate it.
I have something I want to tell you. I am running for president.
Of the United States? Holy.
I'm paving the road for a lot of other people looking like me to get elected.
Brooklyn's first black representative.
You're about to make history.
You want to be president? You ain't no man.
Maybe we should find your mother. All you got is your one vote.
You sound just like every other politician.
Do I look like every other politician?
Freedom!
Truly, you can't win.
And why can't I win? I have an opportunity to make a difference.
Creation!
This isn't a campaign. It's a joke.
The only thing anybody's gonna remember is that there were a bunch of black folks who made fools of themselves.
See too much suffering. And I don't know how to not try.
We're living it proud.
I don't think I'm special. I just want to remind people what's possible.
We need something that's going to make some noise.
The Black Panthers and Shirley Chisholm. It's like thunder and lightning. I'm going to force all the politicians to be held accountable.
You're gonna do all that. School teacher from Brooklyn.
Harriet was just a slave. Rosa was just a domestic. What is it you do for a living again? The people of America are watching us.